Welcome back, and today we are going to be taking a look at some gameplay that you guys have been sending my way. If you want to contribute to this kind of video, you can do so by joining my Discord channel. Then scrolling all the way to the top and you'll find a channel named Content Review. You can record your gameplay, put it on the website, I don't care which one it is, as long as I can actually view it, and then I will review it if it's actually worth it for a video. If not, so be it. Before I said I only want to see losses, I want to scrap that rule. Please don't send me your clips just to show everyone how good you are. No one really cares, but having some wins as well as some lucky moments and some funny moments as well maybe can spice up the video a little bit and make it a little bit more unpredictable, because now every time you see a clip you are only looking at the things they do wrong and mostly you know they are going to lose, so you are going to look at a little bit biased. So I want to not know in advance as well as make it a little bit more dynamic, so to speak. For the first clip here we have an P51 C10 versus an A6 M3, and we do have an energy advantage here. We are going decently fast, I mean not really, but we're going 430. He won't be doing that, he's pitching up into us, so we have a massive energy advantage. We go head on, we try to spray at him, shoot a little bit higher next time. I'm not going to be reading what's on the bottom for the most part. It's embarrassing. It's okay, and that's why these videos exist. We are here to learn. Now we go vertical. This guy has no chance in following this at all. You do want to be careful though, because he doesn't stall out, and if he levels out for a bit and then pitches straight into you, you have a little bit of a pickle on your hand, or in your hand even. But it's fine for now. Don't use your flaps too much either. You're not outturning the A6M, and all it really does is put yourself closer to him by burning more speed. The thing you're doing right here is fine. Go into a bit of a spiral. He needs to pitch up. He needs to turn. This guy is not going to have the energy to do anything about it. And you want him to stay in this kind of position. Right now you can keep on doing that loop you were doing. And you can just kind of go into a spiral again. You do not need to put on separations here. You don't really need to worry about him getting to you. Look at the energy disadvantage that he has. Look at how slow he is going. And the altitude that you have, you really don't need to be this scared of the A6M. I get it if you were a little bit closer. When you get like below that 600 to 700 meter mark, then it's an issue, because he can just kind of look at you, spray his guns, and he won't really stall out. What you're doing here is not necessarily wrong, but keep in mind you are at a ticket disadvantage. It's a rough fight, and you don't want this guy to have the ability to pick his speed back up. The thing you're doing here is okay. It just takes way too long. You already had this advantage. You didn't really gain anything extra by doing what you just did. If anything, it puts you in a worse position, because now he's closer to you and he has a gun solution on you. He just got 700 meters away from you. Before you started doing all of this, he was like a kilometer away. You try to pull in. Is it going to work? Probably, but you still need to kill him. At least you pull your flaps in. That's great. You get some hits in. Are you going to chase? Yes, you do. A little bit rough here. He's going to end up reversing you probably. He's a bit slow, otherwise he would have been like 0.2 on your 6. You do one position or you do one engagement and you're instantly running to the deck. Now I understand the sentiment here. I understand why you're doing it. But in reality, the real issue started here. You pull in. I mean, this is a pretty easy shot. But you have the energy here. You want to pull the flaps in already. Like you want to do it a little bit quicker. Here it's fine because you're trying to get a shot in and you are diving, so you're picking up speed, you're picking up position. Here I want them in. They are in. My apologies. You will just have a second later than I paused it. Doesn't really matter. This guy is not gonna die here. Well, he should be dead here, but we miss. That's fine. But up until here, you're off. Roll over, pull out. You don't want children, you don't want this guy riding your ass, and you don't want to pay alimony at all. So what you're gonna do is get away from the crazy bitch as fast as you can. Because by doing this right here, pulling after him, is giving him a massive advantage. He's going to get very close to you. You are burning speed. You are not going to be pulling into this unless he makes a very critical mistake. But you can tell he's pulling so much tighter. He's just gone. There is no way you are going to get a shot on him. And he has you reversed. If this guy had anticipated what you were doing a little bit quicker, I'm not going to say I am him, but like if that was me, I would have been inverted here already. And I would have been on your 6 about here. And I'd be, yeah, about 0.15 on your ass. And even if I don't hit you, I'm going to be so damn close on your ass. you're gonna wish you didn't even marry me. Now, but it happened. But that's the main thing here. You want to avoid this altogether. Getting the A6M close on your 6 is gonna burn a lot of speed, and it takes very long to get in the position you were just in back again. Because right now, this guy might be slower, he might not climb as good when it comes to high speed chasing, but it's still rough. Now you put on the separation and you stop diving. Now I love to see that, because not continuing to dive when you don't need to is one of the biggest mistakes that I see in this game. And you're gonna equalize, you're gonna fly away from him, this guy has no chance catching you, you're much quicker, you will maintain the speed better, and you are gonna be back above him, but it's still gonna take you quite a bit of time to get back to the position you were. Now this guy does what I personally would have done as well, because it just takes way too long otherwise. He gives you some room so that you can turn around. But you can tell he is not that much slower than you. Now sure, you will catch him, you are faster, you are gonna outrun him, but this is not the position you really want to be in. Sure, you're on this 6, sure you are faster, but looking at like 2 minutes ago, that was looking a hell of a lot better. Now we are catching him, I'm not really too worried about this. I'm trying to pause it less and rewind less, because last time you guys complained about it, that I'm way too chaotic basically, and I can't say that you're wrong. Now he needed to do a full 180 again, and that's on him. I'm sorry I said I wasn't going to rewind as much, but I forgot to talk about what's happening. Now we are catching him. We're going pretty quick, but because he does a full 360 here, he put himself in a massive energy disadvantage. So yes, I'm talking about Sangha 000 here, but the A6M3 is making some mistakes himself as well. He just has to do a full 360 now. He is not going to be getting the shot on you by doing this. So all he really does is put himself back in the position we were at, but like 2 minutes ago. So now we are in the same position, because this guy was way too aggressive with his turn. And we had way too much energy. And we're back to square one. Now let's see how we do it this time. Let's see if we see any repeat offenders, and if you can get a restraining order. This is good. Sitting fast behind an A6M3 with good altitude is massive. You don't commit. Again, that's what you want to do. Unlike the first time where you committed to a shot you weren't going to get, you're going to end up killing yourself. Now, I have a very hard time seeing how far he is. 1 kilometer, it's too shaky. I'm sorry, that's just a replay. Now, we're going to get the shot again. Are we going to overcommit yet again? Don't worry about it. This guy will run out of altitude soon. Once he runs out of altitude, he will run out of speed. Once he runs out of speed, he will be a very easy target. Okay, here's the sussy part number 1. He's 0.7 away. Sure, you're going 500, but you are going to be pulling into him. Personally, go straight for a little bit longer, get that separation up, then start pulling in. This way you store your energy better, as well as give him less of a chance to actually shoot you down. This is sus. You're going slow in a second, you're about to stall out. This guy won't really stall out. Now he breaks off, but if this guy is suicidal and he goes for the all-in move and he pitches into you, you're going to have a massive issue. Now luckily this guy has somewhat of a brain function. In the end, it kind of got him killed, because he doesn't really know what to do. He doesn't know if he's suicidal, if he wants to be alive. We break off again. We pressure him well. But again, this is what I meant. Go straight for a little bit longer. Put on the separation. But you don't want to do it here, because right now he doesn't have the energy to pitch into you. And secondly, if you go straight for a bit, he might actually have the ability to hang on you, because you're hanging in place, because you're going straight away from him. So in this case, all the way around. So use him the other way around. When you were going straight for the kill, try to be a little bit more passive. When you are trying to be passive, be a little bit more aggressive. Now we are on the 6 here. We actually get some hits in, I think. Did we get a hit in? Nope. Unfortunate. Now we get some spray action here. Is he gonna do it? Now we're at the end of the clip, so I think you are. Oh, we actually break off. And here it's dangerous. And let me tell you why. Are we going to get a better angle? I'm sorry I keep pausing. That's just the way I am. If he pitches after you here, look how close. Well, you can barely read it, but look how close he is. He's like probably 0.3 away once he gets his guns on you. And then you fly straight. So you're giving him the opportunity here to just kind of look at you and spray you down. Now again, he doesn't take it. I'm not sure what this A6M is doing. He's very indecisive, which is the thing that gets a lot of players killed. They don't really know what they want to do, so they do both things at the same time. And it ends up just absolutely screwing them over. Now we get a shot. I think I know what's going to happen here. Because you don't have the ability to keep pulling, and you don't have the time to roll over and then start pulling. But let's look at what happens. Oh my lord. Yeah, this is I know why I said it was kind of embarrassing. I understand. Okay, let's review it a little bit. I try to keep the pace of the actual clip for as much as possible. So let's look at the major offenders. First one is right here. You could have pressured him right here. Now this is not major, but this is something I want to take a look at. Look how slow he is. Look how slow we are. He's basically a kilometer below you, even more. And you have the ability to just kind of keep looping and pitch down on him. Not major, you're trying to play it safe. I get it, it's 1v1 and the game is on the line here. Really, you can only lose. So playing it a little bit more passive, doesn't get you killed, is fine. Then we have this right here. Don't commit to a shot. At this point already, basically here, like you can see that you have some lead. Once he passes this, you're out. Roll over, pull out, don't get the girl pregnant. It's that easy. Now, A6M3 running away from us, which is fine. He needs to do a full 360. Keep in mind, he kind of gave you the energy advantage. Sure, you have it, but he gave an even bigger advantage to you. You're diving on him. Now here, it's very hard to keep track of this camera. It really fucking sucks. But you can tell here you kept up the separation a little bit, making it harder for him to pull in and prop hang you. This guy was playing it very defensively, which is what makes this playable. If you play against an A6M that is suicidal, you would have died 3 or 4 times here probably, or at best traded. Because he will just go head on whenever you go for him. He will just hang himself, spray at you, you need to dodge, you start losing your energy advantage, and it's rough. This guy played the way I wish most A6M players played, because now they're actually killable. When these guys are suicidal, let me tell you, they are an absolute bitch to fight, and I think most of you are aware of it. Now, not gonna say that it's the good way to play. I'm sorry, I keep pausing. I'm not gonna say that it's the good way to play it or the right way to play it, but that's the reality of it, and you want to be wary of it. And when people are suicidal, the things you're doing here, this is fine. Go straight a little bit, maybe go even a little bit more horizontal, get the separation up, and then loop over. The issue is you don't really want to give this guy any breathing room, because look how close he gets. Like if he had kept pulling, you were going 300 here. He's going a little bit, he's probably going like 300 himself, but he's lower than us, so he doesn't have as much energy. But you don't need much energy to just pitch up and kill someone in the A6M. He doesn't have good aim probably. Guns aren't as lethal at long range anymore because of the drag changes, but this is risky. That's all that I'm saying. And then, again, commitment issues. Second time, actually, you went for a shot that you weren't going to get. Because the second you rolled over here, like, you already know. You need to start pulling out here. And even then, you might be too late. But yeah, that's my takeaway. Let's look at the next one. We have Yak-3U FurbBALLS Part 1. Now, I hope we're not going to look at an entire ass trilogy. But let's look at the gameplay here. I had to mute it because there is actually some music in the background. G.84 diving on us. But we are on a Yak-3U, so we should be able to dogfight essentially everyone in the lobby that isn't an A6 or an A7M. We dodge the merge. That's good. We get on him instantly because we are much slower. Missed the first shot. But we should be able to just kind of chase this guy down. Spitfire and F4U on the right. Far enough away, you can just take this because you want this guy out of the match and you don't want him riding your dick. Let's see if he's actually dead. Yes, he is being a frisbee. But where are you looking? Look backwards as well, please. You're not going to get the shot. Go for the F4U first. You might be able to save the Yak-3. Spitfire is not shooting someone. F4U is shooting your friend. I'm not sure why you went for the spit. You're not getting the shot anyway. Yeah, there we go. Not get the shot, and then you don't get that one either. And, as I said, please look behind. Yotto jump scare directly on your ass. Now, let's look at the way we are gonna solve this situation. If this is the suicidal zero that I was talking about in the last video, or in the last clip, you're gonna have a little bit of a a thing on your hands. Spitfire pulling back in here. A6M is main priority. He's on R6, so we need to get away from him. He pulls out. That's fantastic. F4U up there. A7M above us. Spitfire not flying towards us. I wouldn't really pull in that quickly. Also, please look directly above you, because I know that it's just another jump scare. Okay. Thank you for being the suicidal zero that I talked about just a minute ago. When you see this, he's gonna pull in. And if you go for this, you're gonna trade. Because very often, the Type 99s right now are very, very strong. So are the Shivaks. But if you value your life, you're not gonna take these. Now we trade, we don't hit him, and he does hit us. That's gonna cost us some drag, and this is why I'm telling you to please look behind you for a few times. A7M jump scare, A6M directly next to him, and Yato is also turning around. And he is suicidal. We're not sure how these two are going to act up just yet. But having a suicidal zero together with two other very maneuverable Japanese planes, you're not gonna have a great time. But let me stop pausing for a second. What are we gonna do about the A7M? Okay, he just reverses himself, which is absolutely perfect. We just want to fly away from the A7M. We don't want to keep chasing in the same direction, because this guy is just gonna park yourself on your ass again. There he is. He reversed himself, and now you reversed yourself. Yak-3 is on his 6. Gonna probably try to keep him straight for a little. Nope, we're gonna turn into everyone instead. And he's just gonna stay on your ass. Now we're gonna talk about this more in depth in a minute here. But you're not making it very easy for the Yak-3. And you're making it very hard for yourself. Now we instantly turn back in for the A7M. We have an F4U coming in. We have an A6M directly on our left. We're not looking at all. Fix your awareness, please. If that F4U had changed targets, you would have been dead. Now we get a hit in. He's going to roleplay like the P-51. Yep, slams it into the ground. You're lucky that the A6M on the left actually stopped looking at you and went for your teammate. Are we going to go for another suicidal head-on? Yes, we are. That's very lucky. What's going to happen now? We are in a very minute energy state. There's a Spitfire on your right there. I hope you saw him. You look the other way, which is absolutely great. Yep, getting awfully close to you yet again. Look way too late. Main issue here is going to be awareness. If your awareness was fine, I think 4 or 5 of these moments wouldn't have happened, and you'd be mostly okay. Now, what do we have on our 6? We have an LF Mark 9, and I can tell by the fact it's the American version of the Spitfire. This is hopefully for you the clipped wing one. And then we have 2 A6Ms. Now, we should be able to outrun and outclimb most of these at medium to high speed. These guys are positively terrible. You can tell by the fact that they're all spraying their asses off from ranges that they're probably not going to reach. Well, the shells might reach, but they're not going to hit it. And I think nothing will happen in this clip, so we're going to go to the next one. Yep, Lost Furball Part 3. More music. Okay, we just fast forward like 3 minutes, I think. But we are climbing. The Spitfire there is breaking off. This one is still chasing us. What do we do? This is too soon. If he is suicidal, he's going to be pulling into you without an issue. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is. He just doesn't lead enough. Yeah, you're just stalling yourself out. This Spitfire might now also just pitch up into you. And then you stalled out for 2 people. Yeah, looking pretty rough here. Are you gonna be able to get the shot in? Probably not. Nope. And then the other Spitfire comes in. Another full commit head-on. This one I can't really blame you for. The mistake is basically here. But you need to solve it by killing the Spitfire. And if you don't kill that Spitfire right there, you're done. So you need to kill him. You kind of set yourself up for disaster. You're going way too slow to really dodge this. And I mean, you had to take the head-on, but this is not what you want to do. Damage, yeah, damage engine is over. I don't really have to look at the rest. When do you die? Very late. Let's keep scrolling forward. Yeah, you just get everyone on your 6. You have a damaged engine, damaged airframe. You're not going to be pulling away from these people. You might be for a little bit, but yeah, there's nothing here that you can do. Alright. Okay, so all the real mistakes were in the previous one. But let's take a quick look at this part right here. Now, why is this such a bad idea? This guy, we are only going 310. Keep that in mind. Oh, 360, 346. I'm sorry, reading is very hard. My numbers aren't that good when it comes to English. or something like that. So we have the A6M here, and he's not going that much slower. You can tell by the fact that we are outrunning him, but he is diagonally flying, like we are diagonally flying away from him. So the gap might look a little bit bigger than it is, and we are already nearing stall speed. And he's not that much lower. The horizontal difference here is bigger than the vertical difference, meaning that if you start pulling into him, he's going to close his gap very, very quick. Let's take a look at it. Because you start pulling in, and I don't watch these clips beforehand, so what I'm saying is genuine my reaction. It's not my premeditated script that I have so that I can look better than I am at like judging these, because players are just very predictable. A6M starts pitching into us, 0.8. We're only going 240 here, IES, so we're not very maneuverable. Sure, we're going 275, but that's not a high speed. It's pretty easy to hit, and he's going to get a lot closer. Now we start pulling in. That is the right way to diffuse the situation if he was further away. But because you are actually pretty close to him, you're probably better off by going actually just kind of straight, keep your speed, and make this guy pull more instead of pulling directly overhead and stalling him out. Now, if he was alone and he was further away, this is fine, but this is risky. The only reason he didn't kill you is because he can't aim. Now, at this point, he stalled out, he changed direction, you almost pull into his guns even, but there is a second guy near him as well, and there's also a plane that doesn't stall very quickly. So now you just kind of stalled yourself for two people. Spitfire is just slow enough to the point where he doesn't kill you, but there is another guy there. So from this position on, get more separation. That's the first thing. Climb for a little bit longer, climb to like 3 kilometers, and then maybe do this kind of maneuver. A6M would have been further away, you would have been able to hammerhead him almost, and you probably would have gotten the kill with this move right here. Also a lot less risky. Keep looking, because this Spitfire is already coming in. So you see that. That's why I say go straight. Right about, like, you notice he's coming for us. You want to pull overhead so he can just kind of cruise up to us. But at this point, just shallowly climb, go horizontal, don't go up as much. Just try to go around him, and then you probably can go for the Spitfire in the back. But this is not the main issue. The main issue is this right here. I'm gonna give you the the benefit of the doubt, not really the right way of saying it, but this is horrible in your defense. That's the word that I'm looking for. The entire map is red, and you can't tell shit apart from your asshole. If you can't tell shit apart from your asshole, please go visit a doctor. That's not a great outlook. But we can't see anything on the map basically, so we need to look around even more, because you're not looking behind at all. Look how long it takes you for to look behind once. So we have it here once. We have a lot of maneuverable planes around, and we have more on the map. Sure, it's not really that clear, but you can still see them. Alright, so we look behind 50 seconds. So like 15 seconds. Your game is ruined right here. A7M. Now the A7M is luckily enough of a specimen to the point where he just reverses himself. This is great. We can shoot him. We don't kill him. A little bit unlucky, but you also hit like one shot. So you can't really blame that. But at this point, I get it. You are worried about the guys on your 6. But this A6M is pulling away. Sure, he has someone on his 6. The second you see him starting to line up with you again, either break off to the other side or pull into him, because now he's going downwards. You will go like overhead. He needs to roll over, then turn around, and you'll have a lot of position and a lot of separation, basically. Sure, it's a defensive move, but there's too much shit around here to really pressure this A7M anyway. And you want to get away from this guy, because right now you're just reversing yourself yet again. You lost him. Now he's there. He's on your 6, and all he needs to do is pitch up into you. Main thing here. Again, awareness and positioning. The two worst things here. He gets on your 6 again, because you just kind of reverse yourself. You're not going to shake this guy unless this teammate helps you out. He's too close, he's too maneuverable, and you're not going fast enough to the point where he starts compressing. I get it, you're trying to like not die to this guy, but the Yak-3 can't really kill him if you like keep making him pull fully. Now he finally breaks off, and you instantly pull back in. Again, look at the Look at the trajectory of this F4U. If this guy is almost shooting at you accidentally already, this guy can just say, oh, damn, I missed the K4. I'm not going to commit for the K4. And I'm going to go for this Yak-3U that's going 350 kilometers an hour on the deck and who is actively chasing the A7M. Let's take a look. Completely off screen. You don't look at him. You don't look at him. You're lucky that the F4U has the same tunnel vision and lack of awareness as you do, because you would have been dead right here as well. Now, sure, you kill this guy. And then you... This is hella sus. I called it lucky. Maybe that's unfair to you. But if that doesn't hit... Yeah, I mean, kind of sus. And then, well, the rest is history, basically. So, position. Wait, it says funny ending. Okay, how funny? How funny are we talking? I am curious. Oh my lord. These are the players you are fighting against. Is this guy just gonna fly straight and... Okay. These are the guys you're flying against. And you're in one of the best planes at the bracket. The Yak-3U is one of the freest planes in the game. It's pretty damn fun at that as well. But I hope I didn't roast you too much and that was actually somewhat helpful. Let's take a look at the ME163 B-0. 5v1, so we are instantly looking at a bit of a rough one. Have I already reviewed this before? I kind of have a feeling I did. Pizza. Let's go over it. If it's not the one that I think of. No, that was the Key 200. Never mind. This is the Rat Rocket. The Rat Rocket, I should say. Now, what are our advantages? Turn rate. With planes like this, it's always nice to see the fuel amount. Because I'm not sure if you've taken back off. Probably not. 7 minutes in, so you probably have like 3 to 4 minutes of fuel left. Which makes you somewhat heavy, but maneuverable enough. You go on over the A4E. Good merge. You get on top of him. Is he going to chase us? If yes, you should get this guy right here. Okay, this guy has no idea what he's doing. And we are going to be getting the shot here. Don't use your flaps. You're going too slow. It doesn't help you. This is just killing your speed. You don't need to really cut throttle here. You kind of want to actually keep it so you can pressure this guy into... And he can just kind of dive away. Using your flaps too much. In this kind of turn, the flaps don't actually help you. They are hurting your turn rate. And that sounds counterintuitive, and I still need to show you the... I still need to make a tutorial on that. I'm working on it, I'm sorry, I just haven't really gotten around on doing it. You can drop your flaps to get the shot in, but if you hadn't used your flaps, you wouldn't have been in this position. Now this guy is also pretending to be a frisbee. We almost reverse ourselves. Here the flaps are okay, you want to get on this guy 6, but you don't need to gun your throttle. You're on this guy 6, you're firmly planted. Firmly grasp it, as Patrick tells Squidward. I hear something. Please look around. Is that a friendly missile? I don't think it is. Get out. Yeah, it's another A4E. Incredible. Now we pull out of the guy's way, which is great. Don't go straight. Just keep pulling. This guy cannot keep up with you. Just keep pulling. Don't use your flaps. Slam the elevator and stall the guy out. Yeah, this works as well. I'm not gonna slam you for it. Don't need to use your flaps. Trust me. It's killing your speed, and you want to keep your speed because these planes are a lot quicker than you are. A4E turns into spare parts on the ground. Looking around, very good. Look around more, please. Because if someone sneaks up on you, just like the first guy did, he almost killed you with an AIM-9B, if that tells you anything. Now we cut throttle, we start gliding. You can probably keep it on like... What's it, like 20%, 25%? You barely use any fuel at all. But it still keeps you somewhat quick, you know? Chasing this guy is not going to accomplish anything. I would personally just kind of break off. Let him re-engage you. And go from there. Unless you are out of fuel here. Now, I'm not sure if you are, but I don't think you are. F9F comes in. No, we're not out of fuel. That's fantastic. Now, if you had actually cruised on like 20% throttle, you would have been going a lot quicker here. And this would have been a lot more doable. You're kind of putting yourself in a massive energy disadvantage. Sure, the ME163 is very good at keeping the energy in a dogfight. because it has a rocket engine. But you want to still have some speed in you. Now, I'm not sure how slow you are, looking at your, like how fast you are moving. I think you have like 2 or so minutes left. Alright, we're gonna dodge. Kinda, well, whatever, it works. Look behind, please. I know the A4E is right there, but you want to know what the guys on your 6 are doing. There's 2 of them. You're going very slow. Dodge is good, but look behind. How close are they? They're very close. That guy would have missiled you if he wanted to. I'm not sure why he didn't, looking at the game. Maybe it wasn't lined up, I don't know. This is fine. Good merge on him. But you're kind of setting yourself up for this guy. But you're a 163, so you should be able to get away with it. Yes, you are. I also know that the clip is another 3 minutes long. So that might have something to do with it. We reverse our turn, a little bit sketchy. But I mainly want you to look at the other people. You are dogfighting the F9F here. Which is fine. But he's not the only one. So you start pulling in. And this is good because you set yourself up for the F9F in the same maneuver. He's not going to be getting the shot because it's an F9F8 and that thing is an absolute boat. But now you want to be looking at the other guys because this one, he's not going to be killing you. You can go for the A4Es. I would go to the right. Kind of dodge their head-on in the process because now you are giving room to the A4E to pull back in. As you can tell. Well, they're not pulling into you, but they could have. And you don't know because you're not looking at them. By going to the other side, by keep pulling into that direction, you're doing 2 things. You're not giving the F9F a shot because you're pulling back into his guns here. He's not getting a shot, but it's still more risky than going the other way. And secondly, by going towards the A4Es, you're not allowing them to get close to you and you're not giving them any room to pull back into the head-on like they are right here. This first one wouldn't have gotten the head-on you. Second one would have because he was a little bit further away. You dodge them both, I think. Yeah, you dodge them both. You merge upwards. And now FJ4 comes in. If you had played this right, you would have dodged his A4E by going horizontal. And then you still could have looped over to kill the F9F and at least get someone out of the match. I wouldn't go vertical here because you're just going to end up slow in front of the FJ4. But that's another thing. We go head on, we dodge it, which is fine. We are fast enough to do so. F9F comes in. Oh man, I hate that. You go head on. Look at the trajectories. He's flying away, he's flying away, he's pulling in. So what do? Just pull horizontal. Don't go for the FJ4. You do, you go head on. You don't get anything, he doesn't get anything either. You need to start getting these numbers. Stop pausing it. You need to start getting these numbers down. Because right now you're only just stalling. You're not really doing anything. I'm gonna go over the nose. This is why the 163 is such a fun aircraft though. When this actually does happen. When everyone actually engages you. Don't pull away from him. You're giving this guy a massive shot. Look around. That's 2 guys riding your ass. Please. I want to look at what they are doing. Don't pull into that head-on. We dodge it. Kind of risky. A4E on our 6 again, F9F on our 6 again, FJ4, keep pulling, please, engage, pressure. At this point, even with the mistakes you've made, and this is why I hate flying against 163s, you are still in a decent position to do something. These guys are all committed. You might be able to kill them. Let's see how many you take down with you. A4E here, go for him, kill him. Okay, this is kind of L already. I'm sorry. Oh, that's rough. That's hella rough. Please look behind you. You're about to get absolutely blown apart by someone. But you need to kill him, so I get it. I'm not going to be mad about it. But please look behind you while you're shooting as well. We dodge both of them. Looking pretty good. Pull after him. That's the good thing to do as well. Are any of them going to stick to you? The answer is no. You're only going 200. We're hella slow. I have a feeling this is your dead. Even though the clip is like another 1.5 minutes long. Oh, he doesn't hit it. He doesn't hit it. Very good. Try to get your speed up a bit. By turning at these speeds, you're going to have an issue. So personally, I would try to actually pick up a bit of speed here. Just dive away from him for like 5 to 10 seconds. Get your speed up a little bit. Give yourself the ability to counterattack. By going 300, you can't really, unless they really commit to the fight. We go underneath him. A4E. And I'm sorry it's a bit hectic, there's just too much shit going on. That's what kills you? Yeah, you're just too slow. Like, it doesn't really matter. And I get it. Like, I'm not ripping on you to rip on you. These scenarios are hard because there's just too much shit going on at the same time. I am currently playing another game that I'm not too familiar with. And I have the same overwhelming feeling. There's too many new buttons. There's too much shit going on. And I just don't know what I'm looking at. These are hard fights to win. However, they are winnable provided your enemy makes enough mistakes and provided they are in bad enough aircraft. And in this case, they did both of them. So let's take a quick look at this once more. Now we kill this guy. And the real mistakes start happening about when the F9F gets on our 6. Now here, we're going for the F9F. There is another guy coming in. That's fine. Just go to his left and pull after the F9F here. You don't need to be that passive. You don't need to wait for that guy to finally come in. You're going slow enough to the point where them being on your 6 or in front of you or coming from a side aspect, it doesn't really matter because you're maneuverable enough to just pull out of the way anyway. The issue is the speed and you want to kill people as quickly as you can, and the F9F is the weakest link by far in this fight because he just doesn't have acceleration, he doesn't have good turn rate, and he just bleeds a shitload of speed. So by going straight here, you're giving both of the guys on your 6 the ability to actually pull onto your 6. And now instead of one guy, which might be potato chip bag on your ass, that's going very fast and probably might miss the shot, you're going to have 2 guys on your 6 who are going relatively slow while you are going relatively slow as well, which is a hard fight to deal with. And then you didn't have to deal with this. But even in this position, after this guy overshoots, you can go for the F9F. Just keep pulling, go overhead, which you are doing. So it's not all bad, you're doing right things, but this could have been better. At this point, just keep pulling into that direction, as I said. Disallowing them to get separation, and disallowing the F9F to get a shot, and then you would have been able to kill them basically after this turn. Because these guys might have not turned around yet, because they felt like they were being chased. And now you need to go straight for them. You need to go head on with both of them at the same time. Personally, I would have dived a little bit, get some speed in, and then start dodging. And then you go vertical in front of basically everyone again. Which is bad because the FJ4 is coming in. It's a clusterfuck. It's not all bad. But I hope that what I said makes sense to you. This is just, it's rough. It's rough. I'm not going to pretend it isn't. And especially if you aren't too used to the game. Combat fight. You're not even spaded either. I mean, doesn't matter that much. It was quote unquote winnable. But it's rough. If you are on low fuel and if you actually had to like throttle like 30%, I understand why you run out. But that's even more of a reason to be a bit more aggressive instead of trying to run away, like cut throttle, kind of coast. You want to keep your energy, you want to kill them quick. Hope it helps. Stock G.91 Pre series, what could go wrong? Other than, of course, everything, because the Pre-series is a rough plane to begin with. It just doesn't have the best retention, it's not the fastest, and it doesn't have the best acceleration, especially above like 900. Now we go head on, and I think, I'm surprised you didn't get hit. Stuck that head on pretty long. Let's take a look at the targets. A3 on top of us, guy on our right. Now this is the situational awareness that I want to see. Now let's see if he actually keeps it up. He's going for a target, but he's still looking at other people, which is good. Diving on him, keeping tabs on this guy. He goes head on with the F30 probably. See Vixen. Look around, please. There's a lot of guys around. Nowhere near enough lead. You need to lead. Oh, you basically need to lead your plane where you are pointing your cursor. So your cursor needs to be like over here. But aim is not something I want to hammer on too much about. Okay, aim is going to be a detriment here. You still haven't looked behind, so I revoke what I said about the awareness. Aren't you just fucking lucky? Holy shit. Well, another guy coming in on the left. Wonder if he has anything to do with our demise. Nope. F86F is a 25, a little bit less scary than an F2, but still not something I want riding my asshole. He doesn't chase, which is good. Are you gonna go for that? I hope you don't, but at the same time you are looking around and you have the room to do so. Yeah, that works. Now don't commit to him again. Because I noticed your awareness is decent unless you start doing something. So please start multitasking. Because you start going for the shot, you instantly lose tabs on all your position. You basically take a look here at what's happening. And then the second you think, I'm gonna kill him, you strike right here. Awareness is gone. We're only going 500. We're not going that quick. And this is risky. We can do it, but we need to look around. We do it just in time. They both overshoot. None of them hit you, which is fantastic. Now please don't chase the guy up. And you don't, which is good. I'm also eating my words half the time here, because every time I say him, tell him to do something, he does it. It's like he's listening to me. Directly from above, F86K on our ass. That might be an easy dodge. Look in front as well. Left, right and center. Yes, thank you. He's actually listening to me. Are you gonna get out of this? Oh, what is this camera? I hate the replay system. But it is what it is. I almost got the shot in. Left. Off your screen, left. Now where did the K go, huh? Yeah, I just looked at him. But we're trying to get up some speed, which is good. But the stock G.91 Pre series is, I mean, not completely. I mean, it's okay. There's just too many around, and in the Pre series you can't really do much. I don't think this was winnable, given your position. But you're also going 600 while you're going for this kind of kill. The main thing that I will tell you, keep your speed a bit better. With the G91s, especially the R in the Pre-series, the R4 in the Pre-series or the R1, it's important to keep your speed and use it for certain fights. Right here, I probably would have tried to push into this, maybe try to get a shot. Guy on the right, you dodge him after he's done shooting, which is pretty fantastic. But you're just chasing this guy and not really getting anything done, and he's outrunning you. So at this point, you're probably better off by looking behind you, resetting and trying to get some speed in your plane. When you're doing that, you're going about 800. This is a lost cause. And now you need to start pulling because there's people on your ass. You're going to bleed a lot of speed. Is he going to keep chasing? If this guy keeps chasing you here, you're already dead, by the way. But this is also just unwinnable. So I did notice some things about your awareness, tunnel vision. Mostly the tunnel vision, the rest is kind of okay. But you're in a stock Pre-series against like 6 people at once. This is not winnable. It doesn't really matter what you do unless they are all the American Special Forces. Like in that video that I made like 5 years ago where I won like 1v7. And they're all dumb and not there at the same time. Sure. But that's like less than a % chance of that happening. Other than that, can't really blame you. A bit tunnel vision, but you're also probably desperate because this thing is stock. And you're in the Pre-series in an up tier as well. It's a rough game. I understand the frustration. I'm just pointing out what I notice.